Hi, I'm Drea. I'm a producer, storyteller, and SAG-AFTRA actress who has been a previous international dance competitor, as well as I have over 100K friends on TikTok, and I am a big enthusiast of games. I always love a good game, a good challenge, and I am a big gamer at heart. Some of my work also includes being featured in Netflix's Ingobernables, the Ghost in Ghost line that you can find on Amazon, and been featured in over 25 commercials from More Furniture, Acura, as well as Qualcomm. I also had the opportunity as a producer to collaborate with Paris Hilton, Snoop Dogg, and FaZe Rug, interview executives from Netflix, HBO, and Disney. Let's create some magic together. Yes, 100% commission. So that means I eat what I kill. Previously working in sales as well as recruiting and also being an actor in the industry, I have had to learn of how to either be strategic, be at the right place, right time, put yourself out there and everywhere as much as possible. So understanding that that is the name of the game, it just makes me even hungrier to find a gig for someone. A talented artist has the drive and the charisma, and they are determined to putting themselves out there. So I also look for those team A players to get their head in the game and being able to really create an opportunity where they can blossom. I'm obsessed about execution. I don't need hand holding, and I'm ready for the dive. So after 2 strong, solid years of recruiting, as well as writing my own TV series, producing that, building the relationships with also attorneys from literary managers, I am ready to transition to becoming a talent agent where I can also share these awesome opportunities with our roster and really curating the projects together. So this time around, I'm really focused on not only bringing these opportunities together, but also how can we tie it into more of a collaborative effort to collaborating with multiple content creators on one campaign. So there may also be times where there's a little bit of a lull period where I might not be closing deals for potentially 3 weeks. And so I really have to look at as well as the conversion. So how far is the conversation going and where does it generally get roadblocked, and seeing is there something I can tweak, that they're working with another talent agency and hopefully we book that deal next week. So for example, I would inquire what are the general KPIs for each, for DMing, for emailing, for calling, for outreach, for following up. What is the general cadence for the day? What are the general KPIs for the week? And seeing if that conversion is equal to what my results that I've been receiving. So like, let's say if it is 35, maybe I need to ramp it up to 50. Maybe I need to ramp it up to 75, maybe 100, right? But just to start really determining what the KPIs are. And if at that point I'm surpassing that number of KPIs, like let's say if it is reaching to 100, now we're having that quality over quantity aspect, right? So now what do we really need to tweak the pitch? Is it a misalignment with the type of brand versus the creator? Is it that the creator's not accepting the opportunities, or the brands are not interested in moving forward with the creator? So we really try to dissect and analyze where is that misalignment, right? Once we kind of figure out what to tweak, then we work from there. Hi Nintendo, I just saw that you're looking for a host for Gamescom just around the corner. I wanted to introduce one of our talents who's not only worked in the gaming industry, but she's an actor, a storyteller, and a writer herself, and she actually just got a part on the Super Mario universe, so she's already part of the family. She brings that highlight, that vibrantness to any event. You're gonna be the talk of the floor, of the conversation, of the event. So I wanted to also include, if you can see her reel down below as well. Would you like me to share her media kit? Feel free to book a time on my calendar. Love to chat. Woo! Honestly, as an actor, I've accepted that rejection is part of the job. It's like a lifelong relationship, and sometimes it has its ups, sometimes it has its downs, but that's okay. It's just part of the journey. It's part of the process. Accept it like it's a lifelong commitment, like you're married to the job of rejection, and that is okay because it is part of the experience. It's part of loving the idea that I can have an opportunity to create something magical. So with that being said, if you aren't comfortable with rejection, you might be in the wrong industry. I'm just playing. No, it's honestly, practice makes perfect, but at the same time, practice just gets you comfortable with the idea of potential rejection. And at the end of the day, a lot of times when you're performing in front of somebody, they're actually very polite about it. They'll just say, okay, thanks, we're good, have a great day. That's probably all that you're gonna experience. So it's not the worst thing in the end of the world, and a lot of times they're very polite about it. And a lot of times you just get ghosted, you don't even hear from them. So I would say the rejection process is just part of the journey. And thankfully, hopefully, sometimes you'll hear back from them. But hey, it's always a really cool opportunity if they actually tell you why, right? So I also had a streak of about going to 50 different auditions, not hearing back once. You're starting to lose hope. You're getting a little in your feels, right? But then I said, you know what? Maybe something's due around the corner. So sometimes your audition, don't think of the job as always nailing the job, landing the job, getting the role, getting booked. It is literally going into that room and sharing your piece, your brilliance, at least what I like to consider brilliance, for 2 minutes. It's just a little bit of your story, a little bit of your, character that you're embodying. And a lot of the times too, they'll save that moment in their memory bank for a project later. So when I had that 50 auditions of that streak, I didn't hear anything. 2 weeks later, I get a call and they said, hey Andrea, we have a commercial for a hair care commercial. We also saw that you had some dancing experience. We would love to throw that in and highlight your dancing. So they really curated this commercial based on my talents, and not just because I didn't land that one opportunity for that one audition that one time, but they kept me in mind for the future. So just think about that. They always can keep you in mind for the future. I'm always looking for a fun team, a creative team, a team that likes to play, that likes to get messy, that likes to be a little risky. Transparency is always big, as well as having an opportunity, the freedom to play, the freedom to grow, room for growth. I always look for those companies that have communication, transparency, great training, and is there to really guide you through of saying like, hey, like this is where you can land, and we're going to help you get there because we're a team together. So generally with company culture, anything that would stifle creative energy or where you would feel that there are restraints or roadblocks, I would say that's generally something that I keep a lookout for. If paychecks are very, very delayed, that's not so much fun. Other than that, I would say it's just being a team, a cohesive team, a team that really wants to grow together and experience amazing opportunities together and seeing where we can shoot to the moon. I would also share the casting opportunities with my 100K on TikTok as well as my 10K on LinkedIn, and really making sure that I am reaching out to the appropriate parties like CMOs, marketing directors, anyone that would be potentially an art producer of some kind or someone who would be generally in charge of the marketing campaigns. Definitely want to include some direct messages as well as posting on my feed and making sure that that is reached to the proper target audience. Also working in the commercial, TV, film, gaming, and tech industry, I would be able to share a wide range of opportunities to different industries. One saying that was mentioned to me several years ago in an acting class for a master class was, don't wait for an opportunity, but create one. So that lives rent-free in my brain forever. Seeing how can I really curate an opportunity for a brand, for a creator, and connect them together into a beautiful storytelling project. Also the fact that I have the recruiting experience as well as account management, sales, business, storytelling, producing, and acting. I really feel that all of these different types of skill sets really work collaboratively together, where I can offer that as even an add-on bonus to the campaign as a whole. And really getting to know your roster, getting to know your creators. Who are you representing? What kind of brands do they want to chase? Really understanding what is their niche, what is their goal, what is their outlook, what are the brands that they've been like, oh my gosh, this is the brand that I've been dying to work for years. And reaching out to already the low-hanging fruit of accounts that you've previously worked with in brands and seeing what is that low-hanging fruit that maybe we can spice it up a bit. Thank you so very much. I'm Drea. Let's create magic together.